Hi, welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name is Athena. I am a knitter and crocheter, mostly a knitter, but I do both and I enjoy both. I have been seriously knitting for about a year now. I learned to knit and crochet a few years ago and I would do it here and there, but I never really took it seriously or dove into the world of it. And then around this time last year was when I knit my first t-shirt and then I knit my first sweater, and I was just so obsessed with it, and I got into the world of knitting podcasts and knitting Instagram and Ravelry, and I just enjoyed it so much. And ever since then, it has just, it's my favorite thing to do. I definitely do it every day, and I have just become so inspired by knitting and just so excited for the future and all the things I'm gonna make. And I just thought, since I love watching knitting podcasts on YouTube, why not make my own? So that's what I'm doing. I'm currently wearing my twist loop top by Other Loops that I knit in Knitting for Olive Merino in the color Dusty Dove Blue. I knit this on 3mm needles. It was my first very fine gauge project, and it took 2 months, but now looking at it, it's so stunning, and I think it was really worth the time. And that small gauge, I think that the ribbing looks very nice. I have lots of WIPs going on. Some of them I've just started in the past 2 weeks. Some of them have been around for longer that I'm just trying to finish now. But I do have one finished object that I finished recently, which I'll just show. It's just a pair of socks. That's what they look like. They were just with a self-striping sock yarn. I'm not exactly sure the colorway, but it was the Pro Lana sock yarn, just an 80/20, very normal sock yarn. This was the I'm So Basic Socks by Summerly Knits, which is the only vanilla sock pattern that I use, and by now I probably have it memorized because I think I've made about 3 of them. But yeah, I thought that these were just a perfect winter colorway. I used some scraps for the cuff and the toe, and yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to focus. I think I just have to hide my face, but yeah, that's that. I guess I'll talk about another sock WIP. I'm currently working on the Petal Drop Socks by Florence Miller. I have the first one completed here. It looks very silly because I haven't blocked it yet. But yeah, it's a lace sock. And it's just gonna look absolutely gorgeous when it's blocked. I'm sorry, I do not know how to get it to focus. But yeah, I knit my socks on 2.25mm fixed needles. This is my favorite way to knit socks. I tried DPNs. I've never tried the 9-inch circulars, but I do not think I would like those. That's way too tiny. I just think Magic Loop is perfect. You can do everything on them, like the gusset, the toe. You don't need to do anything. I just think these are perfect. And I'm using the West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply sock yarn, just in their red color. And yeah, I'm super excited to block these. I just think that the lace is gonna bloom so well. It's a very well written pattern, and I really love Florence Miller, handmade by Florence. I watch her knitting podcast on YouTube, and I very much so enjoy it. So yeah. Okay, and now my second WIP. This is the one that I have definitely been working on the most. I just can't help it. It's been so fun, and it worked up so quickly. Is my first shawl. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce this, but it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'll have all of the patterns I mentioned linked below. But yeah, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's been written super well. I found at least the stockinette part very easy to memorize. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I am just in the middle of the lace section, um, which has been fun. but I definitely just sped through the stockinette part. I think I started this 10 days ago, and I was just doing row after row. Again, this is with a self-striping stock yarn. And I'm just super excited to get this finished and block it. I think that with lace or with shawls, when you get to block it and it can be its full size, I think that it's just going to be super pretty, because you can't really see the full thing on the needles right now, but I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles, and this is the yarn that I'm using. It's the Regia 75-25 stock yarn. This is the like design line where they get like a designer, like a popular knitting designer, to create the colorways. But yeah, super fun, super quick, and it's just been really enjoyable. Even on a fingering weight, like, it's just gone so quickly. And I think that the colors are very pretty. I think it would go well with black or white. We'll see if I actually wear it, because I think shawls are fun to knit, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna wear it, or maybe I'll give it away as a gift. I don't know yet. But that's that, and it's been just so fun. I think it's gorgeous. And again, it's worked up very quickly. So definitely in my next video, it will be blocked and finished. But that's that. This is how much yarn I have left. The cool thing about the pattern is that it just takes 100-gram ball of stock yarn. I know that the designer had written an option for 2 skeins, like if you wanted to use 200 grams just to make it a bigger shawl, but I was happy with just the 1 skein project. And now I'm gonna talk about my cardigan. So this is the Nature's Cardigan by Ozetta. I've only ever knit sweaters before. I've knit 2 sweaters, a vest. I'll definitely do a video where I show everything I've knit so far, because like I said, I've been seriously knitting for about a year now, so I have a good amount of things that I've collected, but I really just wanted to do a cardigan. So I'll pull that out. I have it in this project bag that my friend made me. And honestly, if you know how to sew or use a sewing machine, these drawstring bags are super easy to make. And if you have a knitter in your life, or you are a knitter, super useful, obviously, because project bags are very cute but very expensive. So this is what it looks like so far. It's in this nice, like, really light brown marl color. As you can see, I just joined the shoulders. It was like a Kitchener stitch, and I just did the collar, which I think looks really clean. I'm really happy with how that worked out. And so now I need to do the sleeves. So I just need to pick up stitches and do both sleeves. But yeah, this is what it looks like. The yarn is, it was just a Michael's yarn, honestly. I'm still in that era of knitting where I'm trying not to spend too much money on yarn because it can be so expensive. Obviously, expensive yarn is super nice, but I'm still trying to ball on a budget. So I'm using just the Patton's Classic Wool Worsted, which has worked very well for me before. Very well priced. You get 100 gram skein, and this is in the color Heath Heather. I really like this color. I am knitting this on a 4 millimeter needle. Or no, I think I did the ribbing in a 4 millimeter needle and then the body in a 4.5. But yeah. Also very excited to block this because it's so rolled up. Like, I really can't even tell what it's gonna look like, but I'm very excited. Even just trying it on now. I like how it looks. And this has been a super easy pattern. Like, I mean, honestly, for so long, it was just knitting flat. I was honestly getting sick of it, but for instance, like, the buttonholes are added in as you're knitting, so you don't need to do a button band, which I know obviously adds a very nice detail, a button band, but for my first cardigan, I've really enjoyed this. So yeah, that's that. I'm kind of focused on my other WIPs right now, even though it is fall. It's not fall yet, but it is fall soon, so I do need to get going on that because I obviously want to wear that in fall. So those are my 3 main WIPs. And now I'll just talk about 2 WIPs that I've just kind of had on the go. First is a dog sweater. The pattern is the Edinburgh dog sweater. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I've made one other sweater before for my one dog, and this is for my second dog. It's kind of in bumblebee colors, but yeah, it's very easy. I think it's actually supposed to be like a raglan because it does have these raglan increases down the middle. Here are the little armholes. I'm just using scrap yarn, so I just don't really care what it looks like, but yeah, as you can see, I cast it off so they can pee, and then, yep, I just have a bit to go. This is acrylic yarn, which I think is best for a dog sweater because you want to be able to wash it if you need, and I just don't think that dogs need to be wearing wool. I don't know, I just don't think it would be that practical because they would definitely get dirty very quickly. So that's that. I just picked that up yesterday actually because I realized that I really wanted to get a picture of both my dogs wearing their sweaters because it's very cute. And then I have one more WIP. This is, again, kind of a long ongoing WIP. Basically, I probably over like a year and a half ago, I crocheted a bunch of granny squares using a few of this, like, just a bunch of the same colors. Like, I just made a bunch of different granny squares. In brown, green, this cobalt blue color, and then I would make these pretty ones that are just mixed. And I had just made a bunch of them and forgot about them. And then recently, I got a new pillow, so I had an old pillow that I didn't need anymore. And I've always wanted to crochet a pillow cover, a pillowcase. And so I've been slowly putting these guys together to make a pillowcase. And I just think the colors are very fall, and I'm just really excited for it to be done. It's kind of something that I work on when I'm over my current WIPs, but yeah, I just love the color schemes. I think it's so fall, and I'm just grateful that I crocheted all these squares like a year and a half ago, because I think originally I wanted to do a blanket, but I'm totally down to knit or crochet a blanket. I just think doing it with squares would take forever. I'd rather just knit it or crochet it whole, you know, like not a bunch of separate little pieces, but that's that. It's not a square pillow, it's like a bed pillow, so it's gonna be on my bed. But yeah, I just love all the different granny squares. I love like this one. I love the ones with different colors. I think they're super pretty. So yeah, that's that. This will probably, again, be done in a month or so because I am prioritizing my other WIPs, but I'm definitely excited about this one. So that is everything I'm currently working on. I definitely want to get this stuff casted off. I think I'm just going to work really hard on those socks, on my Petal Drop Socks, because I am already thinking about gifts and I want to make my dad a pair of socks for Christmas. I want to finish the cardigan. I'm definitely going to finish the shawl in the next few days. But yeah, I'm just feeling super inspired. And yeah, so I'm super excited. Yeah, I'll be back soon. Bye.